welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share how I'm using my Cricut machine to write out addresses on envelopes. I am currently putting together Christmas cards and I'm using my machine to write out my addresses for me. So I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to do this. So I am going to click on text and then we're going to go up to font here. And when you're using writing with the Cricut, you want, let me click on all. So you want a writing font. You can see here they show, it says cutting, writing. Right here it just says cutting. And then when you keep going down, it'll just tell you if it's a cutting, writing, or it can do both. And there's an easy way to filter this. So if you go over to filter and click on writing, it will show all of the writing fonts in Cricut. The only bad thing is that you have to pay for Cricut's writing fonts. I don't think there's a single one that is free, and they're all about $4.99. But I have found a few thin fonts, and they actually have worked. So I'll show you which one I'm using. But the other thing that I wanted to show you was if you just use a regular font, I'm just going to click on System. Okay, so if you just use a regular font, I just want to show you what it looks like really quickly. Mr. and Mrs. So if you switch it up here to a writing font, this is what happens to it. It almost looks like bubble letters, and it's not filled in. So I don't really like that. I like just the single line fonts. So that's why you want it to be a writing font. But I have found a few fonts in dafont.com that are thin fonts, and they don't do this bubble shape. So let me delete this, and I will just show you which font I'm using. So I'm going to click on font and type in KG Beneath Your Beautiful. And this is one that I found. And you can see here it's a very thin font. Because it's so thin, it actually works for a writing font. So then I am just going to select that, and I'm going to type in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And then I'm just going to type in here like a pretend address. Or I really like this font. If you are looking for a more elegant font for your addresses, you can kind of look around on dafont.com, or you could buy the fonts that Cricut has. Sometimes it's just easier to do that if you find a font that you really like. So I'm going to type in the rest of the address here. Okay, so now I'm just going to make this smaller. So then I might just do the line spaces a little bit closer together. Okay, so I like that. So this is going to be your return address, and then next you would go to text and type in your address that you're sending it to, but I am just going to hit duplicate and just use the same address, even though obviously you would do an address to whoever you're sending it to. But so now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to shapes, and I'm going to select a square. And for this, I'm going to make this the same size as my envelope, which is 4 by 8. So it's 8 inches wide. And you also want to click the unlock button here, or you can click it here. So then it will let you switch this one. Otherwise, it won't let you switch it. So 8 by 4. And then I'm going to change this to a white color so you can just visualize this better. And now I'm going to right click, and I'm going to hit send to back. And then I'm just going to adjust these how I like it. I might make this just a tiny bit bigger. And then, oops. For this one, I'm just going to move it kind of more in the center. Goodness. Okay, so then I'm just going to have this in the center. I might make a line center. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do, I have this all lined up how I want it to write. I might move this up a little bit. So then the next thing I'm going to do is just delete this box, and then I am going to select all, and I am going to attach it. I'm not going to weld it because welding it is permanent, and I have a lot of addresses that I'm going to write, and I'm going to be retyping this in. So I just want to attach it. So now I'm going to click this. It is still on a writing font since you can see the little scissors. So you want to switch it to write. And then I'll do that for this one as well. And I'm using a 0.4 tip black pen. It's one of the Cricut pens, and it says it right on there. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to go back to this one and select 0.4 tip. Okay, so now I'm going to click on Make It. I'm going to hit Continue, and I will just show you on my machine how I do this. I'm using my blue Cricut mat. This is a light grip mat, and I like to use this on all of my paper projects. I place my envelope down on the mat and I load it into my machine. I'm using my black Cricut marker. To insert this into the machine, you put it in the side that says A, and you push the pin down until you hear it click. Then I press start and the Cricut will start writing. I have so much fun watching the Cricut write. This will take some time to type up each address and for it to write, so I'll probably just do a few every day. And I just think it's fun to have the neat handwriting look on your envelopes. Also, if you would like to follow me on Instagram, I share more pictures and videos on there, and my Instagram account is Kayla's Cricut Creations as well. I have a ton of projects and tutorial ideas coming up, but if you guys have any requests for a tutorial, please let me know and I would be glad to do one. And also, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It's free, and if you hit that notification bell, you won't miss any of my videos. I also just made some cute Christmas stickers to seal the envelopes, and I did a tutorial on this a couple months ago, so I will link that in the description box. Here's how it looks in the end. I love it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and have a great day.